God and the colorful planet. Millions of years ago, God created a huge star, big enough to fill a whole galaxy with light and warmth. He called that star the Sun. God then created a smaller planet, unique in design, and filled it with rich resources and many living beings. He called that planet the Earth. I've made millions of planets in a darkened universe, God thought. But now the boundless love in my heart shines through the rays of the sun and brings life-giving warmth to the only colorful planet, the Earth. With majestic mountains, forests and oceans, God considered the Earth to be his finest creation. But as time passed, the colorful planet became a source of great anguish. Prior to the creation of the Earth, God only heard one sound resonating throughout the cosmos, the beginningless and endless sound of Om, a droning tone, caused by everything in the universe singing the same enchanting melody. The sound Om is the essence of the entire universe, God thought, the sound of divine consciousness. But as years passed by, the people on earth created many new names for that divine consciousness, for God, and they began writing fanciful stories, telling of how the universe was made and who made it. I made all things, and I am inside of all things, God declared. How can I have a name made from the language of humans, the beings that I lovingly created, as if I belonged solely to their earthly dominion? Despite feeling sadness, God directed the love in his heart to keep shining from the sun and bring ongoing light and warmth to the earth. As centuries passed, the people on earth fashioned different versions of God's true identity and how life should be lived in his glorious name. I'm no longer thought of as being divine consciousness, God lamented, and I no longer hear the sound Om coming from the colorful planet. All I hear now is the chatter of earthly words. Adonai, Elohim, Jehovah, Allah, Hashem. The list goes on. God recalled the bright future that he had planned for the earth, but his ability to bestow miracles upon the colorful planet had been crippled by the chatter coming from it. I'm being torn apart by my own creations, God pondered. I can feel myself weakening. But an extraordinary event occurred in the year 2030. The largest planet of all, Jupiter, was pushed off its axis by a collision with Saturn. And after spinning out of control for days, Jupiter eventually came to rest, directly between the Sun and the Earth. None of the Sun's rays could reach the Earth. Plants started wilting. Crops of all kinds ceased providing food. And after 7 days, all forms of life on Earth were facing extinction. God felt uncertain as to whether he could move Jupiter back to its normal position. Such was the weakness he felt as a result of the divisive chatter coming from Earth. But God was determined to save the only colorful planet in the cosmos. He focused his boundless love and made the sun shine even brighter. So great was the heat generated from the sun that the outer surface of Jupiter began melting, and the planet's enormous mass reduced, but not enough to allow God to return it to its normal position. I must channel more love and find even more strength, God thought. After another day of summoning his strength, yet still not being able to shift planet Jupiter, God heard a sound that he hadn't heard for many years. It was a deep, soothing drone, the sound Om, was all that God could hear, resonating throughout the universe, just as it had done before he created the earth. The people of earth have stopped calling me different names, God realized. Facing death, they've accepted the fragility of their earthly dominion and realized that it was the love in my heart that had bathed them in sunshine and allowed them to prosper. Hearing the sound of Om filling the universe, and knowing that planet Earth was chanting in unison, God felt his strength multiplying, and he began using all of his renewed strength to push Jupiter back to its original position. Sunlight caressed the Earth once more, and all living beings began flourishing. The sound of Om continued droning throughout the universe, louder than ever before, as the inhabitants of Earth praised the love in the heart of the one and only God, nameless and boundless. The end. Written by Ross Stats.